There's a part of me that knows the answer to every question before I ask it. There's a part of you that knows the answer to every question before you ask it. 'Cause we are one. We are one. We are one, and we know what to do. We are one. We are one. We are one, and we know what to do. And there's a part of me that knows what to say before I open my mouth to speak. And there's a part of you that knows what to say before you open your mouth to speak. 'Cause we are one. We are one. We are one, and we know what to say. We are one. We're listening. We are one. Receiving. We are one as we walk through our day. Believing. 'Cause we are one. 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 And we know what to do.
How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? Given the chance, I'm gonna tell you now. How many ways can I give thanks for the blessings I have known? I've got a list, and I will tell you how. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. Grateful for this universe, for the better and the worse. Grateful that this world keeps spinning round. Grateful for my memories, grateful for my hopes and dreams, grateful for the blessings I have found. How many ways can I give praises for all the gifts I have? Given the chance, I'm gonna shout out loud. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful now.
Without a warning, without a sound, we woke up one morning to a world turned upside down. Everything changed in the blink of an eye, dealing with the unknown and trying to survive. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over, in our new reality, we'll be gathered together. Will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We've been through quite a battle, like none we've ever seen. We kept hoping we'd wake up to find out it was all a bad dream. But that day's never come. It'll be a while yet, with more obstacles to overcome and challenges to be met. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. And when this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more.
Sit right down, close your eyes, feel your breath and recognize there ain't no problem God can't solve, no situation that love can't resolve. You got to pray it away. Oh, pray it away. Oh, you can pray it away every day. Oh, focus on your heart, that's what you do. Everything you need will just come to you. Troubles and confusion will fade away when you take the time to meditate. Oh, pray it away. Oh, pray.
I'm in and welcome to the Pod Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community, and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean for Sunday service? We have 9 different faith perspectives. We couple them with 9 different positive music artists, and together we put together a Sunday service. And when I say we, I mean Philip. So Becky and I say hello and goodbye. Whoever the faith perspective person is for that week puts a talk together on the topic, as do the musicians, giving us 2 videos on the topic. And we determine the topic a few months ahead of time, but we give just one word to all of those people so that they come back with just a perspective that is from their faith, but also how it strikes them. However that is the way they present to it. It has made just an incredible, diverse, very powerful, and yet kind of a beautiful tapestry where it all weaves together. It's been a joy. www.peopleofdiversity.org is how you can join us, how you can tithe, contribute, support, and know what's going on. I think that's all I know.
Our topic right now is grief. It's been easily, if not the most powerful, one of the most powerful topics that we've covered. It's and everyone so far has come from a really different viewpoint, and they've all been extremely valuable. It's been awesome. Last week we had our Wiccan representative Oracle, and he was coupled with David Roth, who sent 2 amazingly heartfelt songs on grief. It was beautiful. This week is Reverend Sue Bailey, the original founder of the pod, and her musical guests are Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer. Next week, our Baha'i representatives, Dean Martineau and Judy Barant, will be coupled with Armand and Angelina. So it's couples week next week. And they're going to, Dean and Judy are Baha'is, and they always give us just a great talk, usually a lot of nice videos in it, and such a different perspective that a lot of us are totally unfamiliar with. Mm-hmm. So we're looking forward to that. If you want to receive notifications about these events, things that happen at the pod, which right now is mostly just our Sunday services, you can go to the Facebook page, either the page or the group, either one, People of Diversity on Facebook, and ask to join, and we'll let you in, and you will receive notifications when we post things.
Right.
Immediately following the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15, we do a live Zoom deep dive where we actually get to see each other and talk, and we talk about the message. Sometimes the speaker can join us, and not every time, but Sue has been joining us the last couple of times that she's spoken, so hopefully she can make it. And at 5:45 on Sunday evening, we rebroadcast the morning service, and that's on Facebook Live as well. We can't see each other, but we're in there, and we can shoot hearts. We can shoot hearts, and we can make comments in the comment window and such. So it's not quite as live as the deep dive, but it's fun. So and I always get a whole lot more out of watching the talk a second time. It's amazing how much you miss just watching it once. So we encourage you to do that, or send somebody back if you hear something on this morning that touches your heart, or you think, oh, so-and-so could really use to hear this, send them back at 5:45. Also, the service at 5:45 will be pinned to the top of our Facebook page. If you go to the live section, you can access today's talk or any talk in the past.
Yes.
On that page. So we encourage you to do that. So or send people. So each week we bless a country. And if you have pictures or fun facts about the country that we are blessing next week, which is Argentina, we encourage you to send those to the email address below, and we'll use them in our country blessing. This week's country is very interesting. It's called Antigua and Barbuda, and That's actually one country. It's made up of several small islands in the Caribbean. Antigua and Barbuda are the two largest ones, and the ones where there's people. There are about 98,000 residents in Antigua and Barbuda. The official language is English, because they were an English colony for so long, but there's also much Spanish spoken there, big heavy Spanish influence. Their claim to fame is they have 365 powdery, soft, white sand beaches. You can go to a different beach every day. It's really, really beautiful. I'm sure Philip's got pictures of it up right now. They have lots of beaches, but they have no rivers and no lakes. So drought is occasionally a serious problem. I like this one. Eric Clapton built a drug rehabilitation center in Antigua. Antigua and Barbuda, the whole country, is the 6th wealthiest country in North America, and their major economy is from tourism. And here's the last one. I like this one too. This is cool. The country's highest peak was renamed Mount Obama in 2009 to celebrate Obama's election to the presidency in the United States. It is 1,319 feet high and is a national park. Very interesting. I find that very interesting. So, let's hold the people of Antigua and Barbuda in our hearts. It's a very beautiful place, but we know that as human beings, they face challenges just like we do every single day. And we hold them in our hearts, and we send them our love and our energy, and we say these words together. May peace prevail in Antigua and Barbuda. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you.
Easier said than done, apparently. Oh, goodbye, computer. All right. Bob and Shannon, once again, sliding in to save the day. When I contacted Bob on this for this service, they had already done one. He's like, I don't have that many grief songs, and I was able to get just a taste of Sue's talk, and I'm hoping that gave them some inspiration for whatever it is they sent. So we're looking forward to that, and Sue's talk on grief, I know, will be powerful, and we'll see you on the other side.
No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also woke you to the questions you needed to ask. Sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. And everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved in an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug
dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took, created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes the roots and in the summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the swoon of a deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes who you are. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you also awoke you to the questions you need to ask. First your heart goes cold, then your stare goes long. A fire in your eyes, the burning desire left long ago. You've been living your life for everyone else. You've been holding the weight of this whole wide world all by yourself. In these mountains that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb. You were doing your best, but it was never enough to please the one in your head, scares you half to death. The one that doesn't exist, it's only up in your mind. The one that drains your cup and always puts you back at the end of the line. These mountains that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb.
morning. So today we're going to take a look at grief, something we never want to look at. An author and Buddhist nun, Pema Chödrön, says when asked how she got involved in Buddhism, it was because I was so angry with my husband. The truth is, he had saved my life. When my marriage fell apart, I tried very, very, very hard to go back to some kind of comfort, some kind of security, some kind of familiar place. But fortunately for me, I could never pull it off. Instinctively, I knew that annihilation of my old dependent, clingy self was the only way to go. That's when I pinned this sign on my wall. And this is what it said. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible be found in us. Let me say that again. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible be found in us. Practice makes perfect, I'm assuming in this statement, is what she's trying to say. So society has shaped our way of grieving, teaching us not to feel bad, to replace the loss, to grieve alone, to just give it time, to be strong, to keep busy. All these are ways of avoiding our grief, and they're not actually helpful to us. We must remember that grieving is a matter of the heart, not a matter of the mind. And when we're grieving a loss, we need to understand that most of the people around us are as unprepared to deal with it as we are. Our friends and our family will be well-meaning, and they'll try to be helpful. And they'll probably say to us something compassionate like, I know how you feel. All relationships and circumstances are unique, and no one else knows how you feel. You see, if my father died, who I barely knew, and your father died, who you loved and admired and raised you your whole entire life, it's really unlikely that we feel the same about what happens to them. Grief-related, we can't blame our parents only, because grief-related messages didn't come just from them or don't come just from them. In fact, do you remember when you were a kid chanting to another kid, cry baby, cry baby? So as a society, we're uncomfortable with pain and emotion, even though we've become masters at inflicting it on other people. So at times of profound loss, our defenses crumble. We no longer have the strength to stuff our feelings. And sometimes just seeing someone else's tears is enough to start our own. Our grief can turn us off to ourselves and our world, or it can be the knife that opens our heart and allows us to be vulnerable and to take control of our illusions and to, cause us to surrender in the moment to the pain that we're feeling. Grief can be our friend. It can be a wake-up call. It can shake us out of our sleepwalk through life and relationships. It's the realization that we have no control. It's the accumulation of past losses, the discomfort between what we want and what we don't want. And to stay in that place with a broken heart and, a nauseous stomach and feelings of hopelessness is the path to true healing. And it seems like that can't be true, but that is true. Learning how to deal and relax in the midst of chaos, learning not to panic, to, acquiring the ability to catch ourselves and hold ourselves up, and the path is the path of a spiritual warrior. And, if we ask ourselves why we don't know how to get from here to there, from the chaos, from the pain, the sadness in our lives to finding peace, into a new realization, into a place free from fear. And why do we keep struggling so long in something that we hate and keep fighting it and keep wanting it to be different, wanting to run, even if we don't? It's because grief has been dealt with more often in your life for most people intellectually than it has been a matter of the heart. Because intellectually, we might have been taught by our religion or our parents or the people around us that this life's all an illusion anyway, and that everything is actually for our good, and that it'll all be better in the end. And yet it doesn't seem to end the pain. So does this suggest to us that pain is an important part of our spiritual journey, because it isn't that easy to snap our fingers and say it's gone? The Chinese say that the way to enlightenment is gained by daily loss. The word, the Tao, the Tao Te Ching, Tao is defined as the way to happiness, or the way to contentment, or the way to God, which would seem like a paradox, because what are we losing and what are we gaining? Because do these words simply mean that that loss is the road to happiness? Loss most often results in great pain, yet. So, but the truth is, and you've had the experience and I've had the experience, that pain and difficulty often have awakened us. Have you ever said to yourself or said to someone else, this is the worst experience of my life, but wow, did I grow? Did I change? And we think when someone that we love dies, or when a relationship ends, or when a powerful desire isn't fulfilled, that we've lost something external to ourselves. We most often think about what's happening out here. We think our lives will never be complete again, that we will forever feel incomplete, that, we allow ourselves to believe that our inner happiness and our capacity to love are dependent on an individual and a circumstance, and that we have no ability to control how those things go. And so we often begin to search our minds, and to search our minds for meaning, for a mistake that might have happened, for a missing piece, for misunderstanding. And the mind simply says, it couldn't have happened. I can't imagine my life without this. This isn't how I can go on. So I'm going to think about this list. The death of a pet, moving, starting school, the death of a spouse, a marriage, a graduation, the end of an addiction, a major health challenge, retirement, financial challenges, holidays, legal problems, children growing up and leaving home. We grieve these losses, or we don't. And when we don't allow ourselves to feel the loss, the pain and the fear of the loss, we just add it to that list of unhealed things in our lives. And I have seen so many people have a catastrophic breakdown over something that you can't, I say to myself, what in the world? This is too big to be that. No, it's not that. It's the list. And so, and not mentioned was the loss of trust and safety and use. And some of these losses, have a lifelong impact on us. And all our efforts to heal the heart with the head are going to fail us, because this is why grief remains a problem for us. And as ironic as it is, the only thing certain in life is loss or change. And there it is, change. Change sounds far less devastating than loss. But whatever you call it, we hate it. We hate change. Oh, unless we asked for it. But when it comes on uninvited and it often causes us pain, we hate it. You know, it's only been about the past 40 years that we have begun to change our ideas about loss, because now we have hospice and grief groups and therapists for grief counseling and chaplains in hospitals, and treatment of the whole person has become a trend in the medical community. We're even beginning to make the decision to let people die naturally rather than allowing machines to keep them alive after it's realistic. I remember when I worked in the hospital as a chaplain, we kept a man alive on a machine for 4 days so that his daughter could get there to see him before he died. He was already dead. But, you know, it's that I can't let go. I can't have, this can't be happening to me, as the mind will say to us. So we actually, you know, we begin suffering the moment that we're born. When we wake up each morning, you know, the choice to get out of bed means you lose the opportunity for more sleep. And the choice to go to work means that you lose the opportunity to stay home and do the things that you could do at home. And every choice that we make results in the loss of what we didn't choose. And when we're in control of those choices, we're usually at least pretty okay with it. We forget that grief and joy are both always with us. And we make the mistake in believing that if we have one, we don't have the other. Either way, if we're in grief, there's no joy that we can access. And if we're in joy, we don't need to ever think about anything but joy. We most often think of loss as, you know, the big things in life. And yet the truth of it is, our greatest losses can't even be seen by other people. They live in us. Our greatest losses are our dreams. Those things that we think about that could have been different or better or more. There is where the real grief lives. Every death is an opportunity to break through psychological and spiritual barriers. It's the way to a new and deeper experience of life. Death is not unfortunate, incomprehensible, or wrong. It just is. And it's beyond our control. Let me say that again. It's beyond our control. This is the very important part. It's beyond our control. What is in our control always is how we move through an experience. It's not our fear of physical death, but the fear of the death of our dreams, the death of who we think we are, the death of our beliefs, the death of our false security, the death of of the plan that we hoped we could create a life by. These are the silent and hidden deaths that cause us addiction, illness. They slowly destroy our lives if we refuse to move through them fully awake. So close your eyes for a minute. And I want you to think of a loss. And I want you to think of what it is about that loss that makes you feel sad or angry or alone. Not that the person's no longer with you, or that a relationship no longer exists, or an opportunity no longer exists in the form that you want it, but I want you to go deeper, and I want you to name what it is about that person or relationship or that opportunity that you are grieving. What is the real loss you're feeling? All right, I invite you to open your eyes, and in some way, what you define will be something that's unfulfilled, something that you want repeated again, something that you hoped would still happen, something that you believe will never be felt again, that an opportunity in your life is lost, a feeling or a creation is lost. It's the dream. It's what you hold in your mind and your heart that has really died innately, even though we've been cultured to deny death. We know that our parents are likely to die before us, that our friends and our family members and our careers and our youth and our relationships will all go through a death process. What we so don't want to lose is a feeling of security, permanence, a feeling of hope and well-being. I have to still remind myself of something I learned a long time ago when I was devastated by a loss, that my real grief is always the lost dream, the vision I believed in, the loss of a feeling and the energy that went with it. It took me a long time to realize that my dreams couldn't die unless I let them, because they're in me. They could certainly look different. I could choose to let them go if I wanted to, but its death was up to me, not to the events themselves. I remind myself that it could at any time be in any circumstance on earth, and I could have the same dream in different circumstances with different people, and the same joy or the same sad feeling in circumstances, or things I never even imagined. So if I were suddenly placed in a new circumstance with new people and in a new location, the dream and feeling may turn out to be even more joyful. Nothing to grieve, because the loss is mine. It's in here. It's my perception. It's my belief. It's my hope. It's my dream. So I need to remember to take into consideration that the dream I had and the feeling I had might actually be limited in some way and not as fulfilling as something else even could be. There might actually be an easier, larger, more blessed dream, but only if I can effectively grieve the old one and move on to the new one. And it might sound a bit unfeeling or cold to think that any person or relationship could be replaced by, could replace the precious one that you've lost. And that is not what I'm saying. I'm talking about how we feel, not about individuals. It's helpful for us to get a clear perspective on what the real loss is. And that's one of the reasons, so that we can begin to move through the grief and heal it and receive the blessing from it. In a scene in the movie Eat, Pray, Love, where the main character, Liz, also the author of the book, is laying on the bedroom floor and she's hating her current life and all of those. She had laid there 47 nights and she's crying and praying, and she hadn't actually lost anything yet. Not anything tangible, not a person, not a relationship, not a house, not a job. Nothing in her outer life had changed, and yet she was in agony. Because what she lost was the dream of her life, the dream that she had imagined for her life. And that in itself was to move her into a state of grief, fighting what is, wishing it were something else. And these deaths that we go through are by design motivators to a greater insight, to greater compassion for ourselves and for other people. And when we totally experience hopelessness, giving up all the alternatives in the present moment, we can then actually have joyful relationships in our lives, and honest ones, and no longer, ignore the reality of impermanence and death. Death or loss of any kind renders our normal coping mechanisms ineffective, and we begin to feel that we're falling into unending sadness. The truth is, it's simply the realization that no matter how courageous and healthy and wealthy and powerful and spiritual we are, we can't stop change or death. How many dreams have died? Even when we were children and our parents weren't who we wanted them to be, or we didn't make it on the cheerleading squad or the football team, or we didn't ever get that date with that really cute girl or that really cute guy. There's some pain for many of us still in these few things or in one of these things that I mentioned. We look to the external world of people and places and things to give us our sense of who we are in the world, our sense that we're okay in the world. Remember, I think it's in Jerry Maguire, the "you complete me" statement. Remember that popular line? Did you ever use it? Did you ever think it? We've spiritually forgotten that it's not necessary to have the eyes of another to see ourselves in, to be assured that we're wonderful. You know, we use the term fallen in love, and what we're really saying is that someone is a stimulus that turns on the place inside ourselves where we are love. And when we lose that person, we believe that we're incapable of happiness without them. We feel like we've lost love. So we collapse into despair and hopelessness. And a great deal of our grief is just this, the belief that we'll never have that great sense of love again, that feeling that we felt. We probably don't think of it exactly this way, but we feel like no one will ever be able to activate that love in us again. Not like that. If we look at our lives, we'll see that love in us has been activated over and over and over again by lots of people, by circumstances, by pets. And it'll happen again. And nothing will ever be the same as it once was. Nothing. That part's true. But do you really want it to be? I mean, I might not look like I did when I was 20 ever again, and that has its drawbacks, but I would still rather be here today, the sum total of who I have grown to be since then. That does not mean that I never think about different or better or more, because I do. And I also understand that I can't change the past. I can appreciate it. I can reframe it. I can accept it. I can search for the lessons in it, for the love, the laughter, the tears, and the wonder of all of my life. This week, I invite you to let go of regret, different, better, and more, as much as possible. Reframe it, appreciate it. Find the love and the laughter and feel the tears and the awe and the wonder of your life. Grief is not absent of joy, and joy is not absent of grief. And if you think that it'll help you in life as you move on, then pin up on your wall this reminder. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible be found in us. Blessings. And now I invite you to close your eyes. And just take a few deep breaths. Just find yourself here in the present moment, wherever you are, wherever that is, fully in yourself, fully in the atmosphere of you, in the internal being of you, in all of the wonder and magnificence of you. Just breathe into that beautiful being in that beautiful space. And just let yourself relax. And we're grateful for this journey we've been on in this lifetime. For all of the amazing people that, although we may have had to lose them, we had them once in our lives. They lifted us, they taught us, they filled us with joy, they loved us beyond anything we could have ever imagined. They brought us gifts of creation and talent and support. And to many or some of them, we've had to say goodbye for now. And we're grateful for the places we've been, the experiences we've had that have helped us grow and learn and become who we are and discover. And believe me, without loss, without grief, without sadness, without pain, we wouldn't have learned the things we've learned or experienced the things we've experienced or become the people we have become. And so I want you to put your hands on your heart. And I want you to think of someone who is no longer in your life for whatever reason. They're just no longer, you can't see them, touch them. They're not here with you in that way. And I want you to think of that someone as someone that, I want this to be someone that you have happy feelings about. Maybe not all of them, but some of them, and joyful moments with, and peace and love and good things. And you miss them. And I want you to think of those good things and those happy feelings and that love you have for them. And I want it to just fill your heart. And I want you to just breathe it in and let it put a smile on your face and to just fill your whole being with joy. And imagine that you might have never had this experience in this person. Even if they're not here now, look at what they gave you, what they brought to you. How they lifted you up and changed you. And I want you to just quietly to yourself and silently thank them. You can express your love, you miss them, but express your gratitude. We say thank you for life and all the many beautiful people, all the many beautiful experiences that come into our lives, and for the knowledge that there will be more we need to say goodbye to. There will be more that we let go of. There will always be loss and grief, and there will always be love and joy and peace. The totality of life is always with us. And so we say thank you for this amazing journey that we call life. And so it is. Amen. Namaste.
Thank you, Bob and Shannon. As Scott mentioned earlier, you are willing to jump in and save the day when we need you, and we really appreciate that. And it's awesome as always. We never have any doubt that it's going to be just fantastic and applicable. So, and Sister Sue, love you so much. You always give such an inspiring talk, but it also just so heartfelt at the same time. And we miss you and love you and looking forward to seeing you in person soon, I hope. So thank you so much. Philip, again, you come in and you take these pieces and parts and herd the cats, as we say, and put it all together. and comes up with just such a beautiful, seamless service that I know everyone enjoys, and we really appreciate all that you do. If you are out there in the world and you need these kinds of services, contact Philip and he will be able to help you out. We can vouch for him, seriously. So.
Another save the dayer.
Yeah, really. So tonight at 5:45 is our rebroadcast of the morning service, if you would like to join us for that. And immediately following the morning service, 11:45 to 12:15, not 1 minute longer, is the Zoom deep dive, where we can chit-chat, discuss the message, and just share a little one-on-one, looking in our eyes time. So it's beautiful and wonderful and lots of fun. So we encourage you to join us for that. I'm done.
And next week is the Couples Week.
Oh, that's right. Dean Martineau and Judy Barant, our Baha'i representatives, with Armand and Angelina. So,
right.
Yeah,
All right.
That'll be good.
All right. So let's just take a moment and say thank you for circulation, for the opportunity to be a part of this community. The link is in the comments, and you can go to that and push the button. But let's just take a moment now, put your feet on the ground, take a nice deep breath. Thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity to belong, to be a part of, to inspire and be inspired. Thank you for a place to always come back to. And together we say, Amen.
Amen.
So, don't click off just yet. This is, I think, the most important piece of every service, where we just energetically bring ourselves together and put out energy for ourselves, for our community, for our country, for the world, and primarily for the planet herself. Knowing that we all derive life from that source. So if you have needs, if you know of people in your family that have needs, bring them to your mind's eye now. Let's listen to this song together. And we're putting out that you're going to have an amazing week, and we'll see you in the deep dive, or we'll see you in the evening service, or sometime through the week. Have an amazing week.
One power. One power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.